June 30th, 2026. I'm surprised it's still 2026. I don't know how people deal with the awakenings, the directed energy weapons, the signals being sent to you as information. I don't know how people take it. I don't know if people are as abrupt as me to think of something and go with it, or if people collect it for a while and then observe. I've gotten to a point where now I've gotten to a point where I don't even know. But I do have to take responsibility for some of the things that I have thought and said without thinking, and said without, or acted upon without really letting it sit. But even though I was ignorant in that context, and I did let my emotions dictate some of my actions. That's why I like to be a crybaby. I like to just sit and cry and then just kind of deal with it, because at least I can think about it while I'm upset. But when I'm angry, I kind of act on it more, and that's not always the best thing when you're angry or happy. I think the secrecy of knowledge is the biggest issue. I still do. I think everybody should be able to access their genealogy. I think the way that all countries generate their wealth should be explained to their citizens, so that their citizens, if they want to participate, they participate. If they don't, they don't, and they don't have to live there if they want. And they should be given the opportunity to leave, not be forced to stay, because that is domestic terrorism. Like what's happening to me, where I'm not getting any assistance with legal assistance. I'm not getting any assistance with housing or employment. All of my housing and employment has been taken from me. Even the businesses I created were taken from me, to the point where I'm in a homeless shelter. Yeah, they don't want me to say. Where I'm in a homeless shelter being raped, and then they take that footage and claim that it's prostitution so that they can exploit it, send it all over the world to make it look like I'm a prostitute, to try to sell me, to make more money. That destroys people's lives, like mine, where now I have to learn how to do court proceedings, because they falsified information out there to make me look like I'm a prostitute, to make me look like I'm a drug addict, to make me look like all these things that I'm not. And all because I fell asleep, because that's what humans do. We go to sleep at night. But when you have directed energy weapons, you have graphite in your system, they can reanimate your body when you're asleep. They keep you in a subconscious state. Well, unconscious state. And this is what destroys people's lives. Now, if people want to participate in it, the government should let them know, the city should let them know, the state should let them know, the tribal should let them know, not use them and destroy their lives. That is a crime against humanity, country people, senators, congress people, elites, United Nations, Confederacy, whatever you want to call yourselves. The people who are given the opportunity to do human affairs, humanitarian affairs, prison affairs, anything that deals with humans, with immigration, and human transactions, dealing with their souls, I think should be asked and have a signature, because we do live in this day and age in the three-dimensional world where signatures validate what we do. And if you're going to include the spirituality along with the reality, whether it's the causality, whatever you want to call it, what we in this form are able to deal with is the spiritual and the physical. Therefore, there was no separation of church and state, was there? So there should be no separation in spirituality and the mortality if we're going to write off our signatures on what we're doing with our lives. If you're going to sell our souls without our knowledge, that's not, I don't give consent. You should give me the ability to consent. In this vessel, this soul in this vessel has a right to that. If we're going to talk about, yes, I do have a right to that. Our countries don't have a right to that. Our countries don't have the right to choose if we are born in a public system or not. Our families do, and if our families choose that they don't want that, our families get to choose what is for us, not the government. Government just wants money, right? I don't mind being creative and giving you that money at the end of my death. I really don't. I don't have kids, so I don't mind that. You can have all of that when I die. But while I'm alive, I get to have what I choose. I think that's valid, and I think that's fair.